G'day, punters, and welcome to another edition of Group 1 Guns. Now, before we get into the Queensland Oaks, that's the only race we're going to preview today. I just got to mention last week that well, Mark and I don't like blowing my own trumpet, but we're sticking solid. I'm still with the French import Quetor. I like saying that. Quetor obviously saluted the Doomben Cup, and then boom, a couple of races later, our man Mark with Pinarello, and now I back both, so we've had a fat weekend. I'm going to bring Adam in from the race club. Adam, you weren't here last week. Did you back either of mine or MC's horses?
Mate, I'm a taker. I'm not a giver. I sat back, I listened to the show, put my bets on, and bang. I didn't have to do anything. I don't even know why I'm here. I just thought I could watch the show again this week, but I'm here. We'll try to find something for you boys. Especially you, mate.
We're going to do it. Yeah, I've had a good year. I've had a great year.
The way the Group 1 gun title just suits you perfectly.
I know, but you know what happens now. It goes back in. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's have a look at the Oaks. Up there at Eagle Farm, over 2,200 metres. Set weights for the 3-year-old girls. It's a full field of 18 runners, which is going to be great. Gypsy Goddess is the $4 favourite. Now, she's unbeaten on a good ground, which they're saying the Eagle Farm track may get to. I'm not too sure about that, but it did drain rather well last week. So, look, other challenges, Aravine and Barb Raider. Where is your $100 going? Because it's a pretty open race.
Yeah, right. It is very open, and I'm going to side with the Aravine coming through probably the weaker race, coming through a benchmark race, and she was pretty dominant. She was sort of taken back because of the draw and made an early run at them and sustained it and just kept going. And probably the query now is the firmer footing, which she's proven on soft and then the heavy, but the good tracks. But she's pretty unexposed as well, so she's definitely on the way up, and that's probably exciting, like most of these are in a sense. But I think she's the one that you can probably forecast an improved figure and enough. There is some depth here, but at the same time, there's a bit of a gap between the top 4 or 5 to the rest of them, and then you never know if something will just pop up that's been a target race. So I've sided with Aravine. I think gets the right map. And the other horse I wanted to mention was Glint of Hope. Comes through the Australasian Oaks and had every chance there. It held on the fence, and Moore just kept going and beat last week's winner Barb Raider. So they sort of tie that form line in, but I didn't like the Barb Raider race last start. I thought I had every chance up on top of the speed and finished accordingly. And then Belle Savour comes through and was on the inside and finished off. But I'm sort of taking away from that. I think Glint of Hope is the one getting out to this trip after being second up at the mile and then got to 2,000. I thought it wanted 2,000, maybe second up. So getting now to 2,500. Flopped in the Derby last prep at 2,500. But there were excuses. I think she wants the trip. She maps well. She sits outside the horse I mentioned, Aravine. I think they're the two that get the nice runs in behind them and can finish off. So, yeah, the rest of them I can't make strong cases. Gypsy Goddess has the Dicky draw to deal with. I don't know if they want to press or go back and look to loop, but it's going to be a task and maybe a bit shy at that. So I'm going to go with Aravine. I'm going to put $80 on Aravine. I'm going to put 20 on Glint of Hope.
Oh, I like when you do that because I'm going with Aravine as well, 4th up, so we'll have fitness on her side. So I was going to go 100, but I like how you like to break it up. So I'm going to have 80 on Aravine and 20 on a roughie Smirk. It's got a pretty ordinary barrier, but at about 30 to 1, I'm going to have a little $20 side bet or a bit of a saver.
I reckon you'll have a little smirk on your face when it salutes again.
Well, I will be. Look, what we can't. Marky and I, the pressure is on you, Ads, because Marky and I last week, he was on fire.
Mate, do you know what? I live to this mantra that when you're at the top, the pressure's harder than when you're coming from the bottom. So I feel at ease. I'm coming good.
Well, hopefully we can salute. Anyway, have a good weekend. Ads to our punters. Have a good weekend. Gamble responsibly, and we'll see you next week.